Behind the bright smiles on the red carpet, behind the beautiful love stories of Hollywood, are tense legal battles. Many couples who once made the world admire ended in breathtaking lawsuits, where love turned into evidence, where sweet promises were replaced by cold indictments. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, or Kim Kardashian, Kanye West all turned the courtroom into a second stage where the public followed every detail, like a series of movies. So what is behind those sensational lawsuits? Let's find out in today's video. McCartney, the legend of the Beatles, once made the world admire when he married Heather Mills, a former model and social activist, in 2002. Initially, this love affair was considered a star meets star, full of romance, and attracted strong attention from the global media. However, after only 6 years of living together, the marriage began to crack and led to one of the most expensive divorces in entertainment history. Heather Mills demanded huge compensation from Paul McCartney, including assets, cash, and long-term support, causing endless public and media discussion. The divorce trial took place in 2008, attracting attention around the world. The media thoroughly exploited every detail of the couple's private life, from past relationships, lifestyle, to personal habits. Paul McCartney's image, usually quiet and calm, was scrutinized for every gesture and word, while Heather Mills became the focus of criticism, judged by the public as greedy or wanting to take advantage of Paul's reputation. This legal battle was not only about money, but also about reputation and public image. Details such as property agreements, long-term compensation claims, and court decisions were thoroughly exploited by the press, turning the divorce into a tense, attractive, but controversial drama. In the end, the court ruled that Heather was awarded about 486 million USD in reasonable property rights. However, the consequences were not just about money. Paul McCartney had to endure criticism about his personal life, while Heather Mills still had to face polarization and suspicion from public opinion. The divorce is proof that even music legends cannot avoid intense legal battles, where love, fame, and money collide fiercely in the public eye. Kim Kardashian, Kanye West. Legal battle for assets and child custody. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West were once the power couple of American entertainment, combining reality TV fame and musical talent. Their marriage, which lasted from 2014 to 2021, was always scrutinized by the public every moment, from red carpet outfits, fashion events, to luxurious everyday moments. But after the relationship broke down, all that halo quickly turned into a tense legal battle. The first and most important dispute was child custody. The couple has 4 children, and the division of child custody became a hot topic. Kanye West has repeatedly expressed his views on social media, attracting attention and controversy, while Kim Kardashian focused on ensuring a stable environment for her children. The trial and negotiations lasted for months, with private details being thoroughly exploited by the press. In addition to child custody, property disputes were also an indispensable part. Huge assets from real estate, fashion brands, and especially joint investments were all brought up by both sides to be divided. Kanye West requested certain control, while Kim Kardashian focused on keeping assets for her children and maintaining financial stability. The special thing about this lawsuit is the influence of the media and social networks. Every legal step is followed by the public. Every statement or action can become hot news. Many times fans and public opinion divided, creating a virtual trial in real life, causing the legal battle to take place not only in the courtroom, but also globally. Ultimately, after multiple trials and legal settlements, Kim and Kanye reached agreements on child custody and property division. But the case left a lasting mark, proof that even Hollywood's most powerful couples cannot avoid complicated legal battles when love breaks down, and the public is always ready to follow every detail, like a soap opera. Tiger Woods, Elin Nordegren divorce. After affair scandal. Tiger Woods, the world golf legend, and Elin Nordegren, a former Swedish model, got married in 2004 and have 2 children together. Initially, they were considered the perfect couple. Tiger was a famous sports star, and Elin was the model of an elegant private wife who always kept her family life away from the media. However, in 2009, Tiger Woods' affair scandal exploded, shaking the entire sports and entertainment world. A series of Tiger's extramarital relationships were made public from girls he contacted via text messages, phone calls to private meetings. Global public opinion focused on Tiger's private life, making his personal life and family the focus of the press. The divorce between Tiger and Elin quickly became one of the most sensational divorces in sports and entertainment history. The legal dispute mainly revolved around assets and huge compensation. Elin Nordegren asked for more than $100 million in compensation, making the case a media focus, with detailed articles analyzing everything from real estate advertising income to Tiger's investments and commercial contracts. In addition to financial issues, child custody was also a hot topic. Elin won custody of both children, while Tiger maintained visitation rights. Every step related to the children was exploited by the media, from taking the children to school to daily activities, making the public closely follow like a reality movie. The highlight of this divorce was the terrible impact of scandal and media. Tiger Woods' image on the golf course, once a symbol of power and sports idol, was severely shaken. His career temporarily suffered, his advertising contracts were canceled, and Elin Nordegren was seen by the public as a strong, independent woman who knew how to protect herself and her children from public opinion. In the end, after many negotiations and legal agreements, the divorce was settled. Child custody and assets were divided fairly. However, the consequences were still profound. Tiger Woods lost some of his reputation. His career was challenged and both faced pressure from public opinion for many years after Mel Gibson. Robin Moore, the long-dressed divorce and the tense dispute. Mel Gibson, a Hollywood legend with roles in Braveheart and Lethal Weapon, married Robin Moore in 1980. They had 7 children and were considered one of the big Hollywood families associated with a traditional stable image. However, the marriage that lasted nearly 3 decades finally ended in 2011, opening one of the most tense divorces in Hollywood, lasting for years and causing endless public discussion. The legal dispute mainly revolved around child custody and the division of huge assets. Robin Moore accused Mel Gibson of violence and abuse of power in the past, including Mel's arrest for conflicts with the law, putting a lot of pressure on public opinion. In addition, Robin also requested a fair division of assets worth millions of dollars, including real estate, personal investments, luxury cars, works of art, and income from film projects. What is special is the way the media thoroughly exploits private life. Every court session becomes a hot topic, from exposing Mel's daily habits, the relationship between Mel and his children, to his sensitive statements in the past about women and personal issues. Some articles also revive old scandals, making the image of Mel Gibson, once a silver screen icon, more complicated in the public eye. Details such as family conflicts, financial conflicts, and allegations of mental violence make the public closely follow each step of both. One of the biggest noises is the public debate about who deserves custody of the older children and the management of joint assets. The trials dragged on for years, with side cases involving asset protection, compensation disputes, and complex financial arrangements. The public watched not only for the wealth, but also for the tension, drama, and personal details that were exposed. Ultimately, the court ruled on a fair division of assets and child custody arrangements. But the divorce left a lasting mark on the personal and legal pressures that come with living in Hollywood. It proved that despite Mel Gibson's status as a screen legend, the legal and public fallout from a broken marriage can have a lasting impact on his image, reputation, and personal life. Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes, divorce with child custody. Tom Cruise, the famous action star of the Mission Impossible series, and Katie Holmes, the young, beautiful, and promising actress, met in 2005 and quickly became a couple sought after by the media. They married in 2006 in a secret wedding, which made the whole world admire. Their marriage was also associated with their only daughter, Shuri, born in 2006. However, in 2012, Katie Holmes filed for divorce, causing a global stir. This divorce quickly became a heated legal battle, especially revolving around child custody. Katie asked for primary custody, while Tom Cruise wanted to continue to be fully involved in Shuri's life. This put both stars in the crosshairs of the press and public opinion, when every detail related to their daughter's life was thoroughly exploited. The highlight of the divorce was the impact of Scientology, the religion that Tom Cruise follows. The public and the media were interested not only in the custody of the child, but also in whether Suri would be raised according to the teachings of Scientology. Every step of Katie Holmes was scrutinized, from where she lived, her choice of school, to her relationship with members of the Cruise family. In the end, Katie Holmes won primary custody, while Tom Cruise maintained reasonable visitation rights. The divorce ended quite quickly compared to other legal battles, but it still left a mark in the public's mind, the image of a powerful Tom Cruise, but having to adjust his fatherhood, and a Katie Holmes determined to protect her daughter's rights. This divorce is not only a story about separation, but also a testament to the power of the media and the public in legal battles between stars, where the private lives of children also become the focus of discussion. Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, the child custody. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, the couple once dubbed Brangelina, are Hollywood love icons famous for their romantic photos, large families, and brilliant film careers. They got married in 2014 after many years together and have a total of 6 children, including adopted and biological children, creating the image of the ideal Hollywood family. However, in 2016, this seemingly perfect marriage officially ended, opening a tense and long-lasting legal battle. The most prominent dispute was child custody, when the two dragged each other to court in dramatic trials. These trials not only focused on child custody, but also came with accusations of domestic violence and inappropriate behavior in childcare, making the public curious about every detail of Brangelina's personal life, from child-rearing habits, daily schedules, to relationships between family members. In addition to child custody, property disputes and ownership of Chateau Miraval wine, where the couple once invested together and became a symbol of love, also became hot topics in the trials. Millions of dollars worth of money, real estate, and investments were constantly being negotiated and divided, making the public follow every step of the two. The highlight of the case was the prolonged tension and high publicity, when every detail of their personal life, relationship with their children, or financial decisions were thoroughly exploited by the media. Despite once being the ideal couple, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie have continued to litigate after their divorce, turning their romantic love story into a long and controversial legal drama. This lawsuit proves that even the biggest stars in Hollywood cannot avoid persistent conflicts, harsh legal consequences, and public opinion when love ends, and sometimes decisions related to children and assets become the focus of the global public. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were once considered Hollywood's golden couple when their love was sought after by the public. They met on the set of The Rum Diary in 2009, quickly fell in love, and got married in 2015. But after less than 2 years, the seemingly perfect marriage began to fall apart amid noise and legal disputes. Everything exploded when Amber Heard accused Johnny Depp of violence during the time they lived together. She publicly released photos with bruises, along with detailed accounts of the times Depp was accused of physical violence and abusive words. This lawsuit divided public opinion into two sides. One side believed Heard, the other supported Depp. Not willing to stay silent, Johnny Depp immediately sued Amber Heard for defamation, demanding tens of millions of dollars in compensation, asserting that he was the victim and accusing Heard of making up all the accusations to ruin his career and reputation. The trial lasted for months, with a series of public evidence, text messages, emails, recordings, and witnesses. The personal details were exposed to the point that the audience felt like they were watching a real soap opera. Notably, the trial was closely followed by international media, even live-streamed in part. The public was not only interested in the truth of the accusations, but also caught up in the tense arguments, sensitive videos, and never-before-seen personal details. Each trial became a topic of widespread discussion, from social media to famous talk shows. As a result, after months of debate, the court issued a verdict to compensate Depp, while both sides maintained their own views in the eyes of the public. But the lawsuit was not just about money. It left a deep mark on both their careers and images. Johnny Depp lost several big roles and struggled to restore his reputation, while Amber Heard also faced a wave of criticism and public skepticism. The Depp-Heard lawsuit became a symbol of the fraught Hollywood marriages, where love can turn into legal war, and the red carpet glamour is just the surface of quiet but extremely fierce conflicts. Johnny Depp, Vanessa Paradis. Breakup after 14 years, Johnny Depp and Vanessa Paradis began their relationship in 1998 after meeting on the set of The Ninth Gate. Their love lasted 14 years, becoming one of the most admired couples in Hollywood. They have two children, Lily Rose Depp and Jack Depp, and often keep their private life quite private, rarely appearing in the press. However, in 2012, the couple officially announced their separation. This separation led to a custody dispute, making the public curious about how Depp and Paradis would resolve this important issue. Vanessa Paradis asked for primary custody, while Johnny Depp sought reasonable visitation rights. The related court cases mainly revolved around the right to contact and care for the children, ensuring that both could maintain relationships with Lily Rose and Jack. The highlight of the case is not only the legal dispute, but also the impact on Johnny Depp's image. Although Depp is famous for his romantic roles and free-spirited star image, the exploitation of his private life has given the public a new perspective on him as a father. The press and media have continuously reported on the court cases, from small details of his daily life to rumors about Depp's relationship with his children. Although the custody case took place in a tense context, Johnny Depp and Vanessa Paradis eventually reached a relatively stable visitation and custody agreement. The case shows that even the most beloved stars face legal and public challenges when their private lives become public issues, and family affection sometimes has to stand before the law to be protected. Kelly Clarkson, Brandon Blackstock. Divorce from music manager Kelly Clarkson, the famous singer who won American Idol, married Brandon Blackstock, her music manager, in 2013. Their relationship was initially seen by the public as the perfect combination of love and work. Brandon was both her life partner and the manager of Kelly's music career, helping her develop her personal brand and artistic projects. However, after nearly a decade of living together, the relationship began to crack. In 2020, Kelly Clarkson officially filed for divorce, publicly opening a tense legal battle that attracted the attention of the media and fans. The legal dispute not only revolved around child custody. Kelly won custody of their two children, but also involved property management and business contracts. Kelly accused Brandon of managing her income and contracts in an opaque manner, making the division of assets complicated and lasting for months. The special highlight is the relationship between private life and work. Brandon is both husband and manager, making every decision about assets, contracts, and income a legal matter. The media thoroughly exploited these details, from how Brandon managed income, from tours, advertising contracts, to decisions about Kelly's commercial interests. The public clearly understands that even successful stars can fall into legal trouble from those closest to them. The divorce of Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock is not only a story of broken love, but also a living proof of the challenges when marriage and work are closely intertwined. It shows how financial, contractual, and business issues can turn a seemingly perfect relationship into a long and fraught legal battle with profound effects on the personal lives and public image of stars. Megan Fox, Brian Austin Green. A stressful and public divorce? Megan Fox, the actress famous for her role in Transformers, and Brian Austin Green, famous for the series Beverly Hills 90210, started dating in 2004, married in 2010, and have 3 children together. Initially, they were considered the ideal Hollywood couple, both talented and romantic, often appearing together on the red carpet and at entertainment events. However, after many years of living together, the relationship began to show cracks. In 2020, Megan Fox officially filed for divorce, opening a long and public legal battle revolving around child custody and property division. The issue of child custody is central. Megan wants to ensure a stable environment for her 3 children, while Brian Austin Green also seeks to maintain a full presence in their lives. The special thing about this case is the appearance of the media and social networks. Both often post indirect or public messages on Instagram, Twitter, causing the public and fans to closely follow their every move. These posts not only reflect personal conflicts, but also create public pressure on the divorce. In addition to child custody, property disputes are also an important part. Megan Fox and Brian Austin Green have joint contracts, assets, and real estate which need to be divided fairly. This has lasted for many months with continuous negotiations and legal agreements. Ultimately, custody and property agreements were finalized, but the divorce left a mark on the tensions between the private legal and media lives, demonstrating that even famous stars cannot avoid the troubles of a broken marriage, and every decision about children or property is closely watched by the public. Hollywood's high-profile divorce stories show that behind the glittering halo, love can also turn into intense legal battles where fame, fortune, and children become the focus. From Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, to Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, each case brings lessons about life, love, and difficult decisions when marriage breaks up. And the story of Hollywood continues every day. There are new divorces that the public cannot take their eyes off. If you find this video interesting and want to discover more private secrets of the stars, please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next stories. At the same time, leave a comment below. Which Hollywood high-profile lawsuit do you want us to explore next? You want us to explore next? You want us to explore next?